Greetings, everyone. We've now come to the end of our 8th week of work together. Thank you again for another great week of work and your diligence to task. As I suggested to you in last week's video, I continue to be impressed with the way this class has come together as a learning community. I saw some great evidence again this last week of really some excellent online conversations and ways that we could learn together, and really ways that we shared ideas about the studies, the experimental studies that you were able to evaluate on your own this last week. This last week's assignment was certainly the first where we can begin applying some of the content that we've been studying in this class. Again, I apologize, and as I have in the past, some of the content of this class, particularly at the beginning, is pretty basic, and it involves a lot of repetitive kinds of things, and maybe even memorization of facts and some other aspects that are maybe not that very attractive to you. But we have been certainly laying the foundation for research studies and ideas about research studies that we can now begin to put into practice. And so this last week, our idea was to have you evaluate or begin evaluating a study on your own and start applying some of the things that we've been learning in this class. I have finished your scoring of your reports and your replies, and you should find a score in the Grade Center for this last week's assignment. Everyone who's completed this assignment will have a score. If for some reason you did not have a score when you check the Grade Center, please let me know, because it means I forgot something or I missed something along the way. As I suggested to you last week, I continue to be pleased with the way that you've come together in using the APA format as well. And I didn't make many comments about that in my written comments this week, but there are a few places and there are some individual comments to you in Grade Center if there are some things that I can suggest to help improve that APA format. As I just suggested, I have completed my scoring. I have also filed my comments on this last assignment in Module 3 under the feedback link. So please check those out. I do have some written comments that I think you will find helpful as you think about how you evaluate research studies. Okay, moving on then. This next week, and we're already in the process right now of working on our first group assignment together. I know it's the dreaded group assignment, but there certainly is a method to my madness, as I've suggested to you before. We as educators do not work in isolation. We have to learn to work collaboratively with colleagues, and this first group assignment is one way where we'll start, one place anyway, where we'll start practicing our group interaction skills. Everyone is now checked into their groups. Thank you. I've been monitoring your progress in each case. Everyone, I think, is coming together, and I apologize a little bit for kind of leaving things somewhat open-ended in terms of telling you how to proceed. I think it's better for you as each group to kind of decide what works best for you and how you're going to go about your work. And it seems to me that that is evolving in the group sites this week. Some of you have had some issues with Google Docs. As I've told you before, this is the first time we've tried to use Google Docs in this particular class for a collaborative assignment. And given the technology challenges that we've seen thus far this semester, I guess it shouldn't be a big surprise that some of you have had some issues getting into Google Docs. Hopefully I've been able to address most of those issues to your satisfaction. If, however, you continue to have some issues and some difficulties with Google Docs, please let me know, and I'll try to follow up on this end as well. Okay, please also note that because we're doing a group assignment and do some other things, we're having a little bit different deadlines this next week for our assignments. The group assignment is actually due on Wednesday of next week, and then you have over the next weekend until Monday the 25th of October to finish your replies to the group assignment anyway. Hopefully that will go well for you. Again, if you have questions about the group assignment or run into any difficulties, please let me know. Our next assignment then, we're going to start looking at statistics. And now please don't be overwhelmed by this one. And don't feel that it's something that's insurmountable. There's some pretty detailed information about statistics in our textbook and in our readings. And I'll probably provide you with some fairly detailed information as well in my feedback. But what you really need to know is you don't need to be able to do the statistical techniques that we'll be talking about. You just need to understand how they're used in research, and hopefully we'll be able to accomplish that task in our next assignment. Finally, there probably will not be a video this next week. I have to be out of the office on Thursday and Friday, and will not have my video camera with me. I will, however, have my computer with me. Have computer will travel wherever I'm at. I do certainly have access, and so please, if you have issues or questions, don't hesitate to contact me, and I'll respond to you as soon as I possibly can via email. Other than that, that should pretty much take care of everything for this week. You all have a great week, have a great weekend, and we'll talk with you in the near future.